Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me again today. I just want to go ahead and share with you my thoughts on the new Tarte palettes. So there are a couple of new Tarte palettes, as I'm sure you know. The Double Duty Beauty palettes, we have the Cool Tone Sultry Star Power palette, and then we have the Warm Toned Classic Courage palette, which I will tell you my thoughts about those in a minute. And then we also have the Rainforest of the Sea palette. The Rainforest of the Sea palette is sold at Sephora and Tarte.com. And then the Double Duty Beauty palettes are sold on Ulta's website or in-store and on Tarte.com. So I'm going to go ahead and start with these because this is the first one that I picked up. So if you saw my haul video, you know that these smell like chocolate, which just makes me so happy. I did not know they were going to smell like chocolate when I picked them up, and then I smelled them when I got home, and I was like, oh, not them. I only bought this one at first. But because this smelled like chocolate, and because I like the formula so much, I went and bought the other one. So that tells you something. So these are the shades. This is supposed to be kind of the nighttime going out, like sultry, sexy palette. But I totally wear it during the day, and I think it's just fine for that. So I'm going to go ahead and just get into swatches. I'll start here and then go across. So this is Glimmer and Twilight and Stiletto. And again, Glimmer, Twilight, Stiletto. Really nice and pigmented, very buttery. Now, the glitter shade you can't see as well, so it is less pigmented, but I'm also really fair, so it just doesn't show up as well on me, but it does still work as a highlight on my brow bone or inner corner, because when it catches the light, it does still look really nice, even though I'm fair and it doesn't show up all that well. So those are nice, and then I'm going to go ahead and swatch the other two and the blush. The quality of these shadows I feel like is really similar to the Tartelette in Bloom palette. So if you're worried about this palette being similar to, you know, the ones that are kind of misses, like a lot of the holiday palettes have some eyeshadows that are not fantastic. This is not one of those palettes. This is similar to, or the same quality, the same formulation, I'm pretty sure, as the new Tartelette in Bloom palette, newer Tartelette in Bloom palette. So I really like that, really buttery, really nice. So we'll go ahead and go down on these last two. This shade is really similar to Nugget. It's called Nougat, and that's from the Too Faced palette, the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. So that's really pretty as an all-over lid shade. And then this one is really nice as outer corner or in the crease. And then this is Star Power, which is the blush. Now the blushes on both of these palettes I think are really, really similar, but really pretty. The quality that you expect from Tarte. And I think that these palettes are a really good value because they're $28 and you get those 5 eyeshadows. This one has 3 mattes and 2 shimmers. And then you get the 5 eyeshadows and the blush for $28. Whereas I believe, I'm not sure on the price, but I think that one like full-size Tarte blush is $28. So I think this is a really good deal for what you're getting. And then next I'm going to go ahead and go into this palette. This is the Classic Courage. And I love what these say. She dreamed, she believed, she succeeded. I talked about this, how much I love the packaging in my Ulta haul video, but they're just so inspirational. And, you know, may the starlight be your spotlight. So awesome. Love those. So again, smells like chocolate. And then you have your warmer, like more neutral shades in here. So I will go ahead and just start swatching. Same formulation as the other one. Really good quality. Love it. So this one is Rise and Shine, and this one is Lucky Penny and Trailblazer. Go ahead and swatch those on my hand. And I was actually really surprised with the pigmentation, like how good and buttery this particular shadow was. It's really nice lid, crease, outer corner, like just so easy. So really like that. Sorry. Since I don't edit my videos, I hate to have blank space. I should just keep talking, but I'm not sure what to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to go down to these shades here. I have Rosy Outlook and Smile On, and then I'm also going to go ahead and swatch Courage, which is the blush. So this one is Rosy Outlook, Smile On, and the blush, which is Courage. Really nice. And that's when my hand is actually a little bit wet still from the wipe. So just beautiful shadows. I love the formulation. I love how easy these are. You know, you don't really have to think about putting together a look. I think they're fantastic for travel. That's actually the reason that I picked this one up, because we're going to Disney World in a couple of months, and I was like, that's perfect. It gives me a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of matte, and it'll just be easy. I'll be able to put on my makeup really quickly and have like a very nice put together look when we're at Disney. So I also love these like on work days, because I have to get up really early in the morning, and you know, I think I mentioned that before, like it's just really easy. You don't have to think about it. You know, you've got a shade for your lid, your crease, your outer V, you're done. So really nice palettes. And again, I think that the value is really good. For $28, like you can't really beat that for a Tarte palette that includes a blush. So now that we are done talking about those, we're going to move on to the Sephora palette. And I have to admit to you guys, like, I purchased this because of the packaging. Tarte just really, like, the brand in general, like, they do the best packaging for everything. Like, it's beautiful and feminine, but without being too girly. You know, like Too Faced I love, but sometimes it's a little bit like too, I don't know, too something. I love Too Faced. Don't get me wrong, I love Too Faced, but I just feel like the Tarte line, the packaging is a little bit more grown up, but still kind of whimsical and fun. Like I said in my video the other day, this really reminds me of The Little Mermaid because of the ocean on the front, and then the palette itself with the gold in the middle. Just, it reminds me of that scene in The Little Mermaid where her sisters are all like putting on their makeup, you know, and this just looks like a palette that belongs on their vanities. So anyway, I'll go ahead and start swatching. I'm going to start with Seashell and then just go around this way. So these are a different consistency than what you're going to be used to from Tarte. This is totally new, really pigmented. So we have Seashell and Wave and Abyss. I'm just going to go ahead and swatch those. Very pigmented, very like, they're a different formula. I don't want to say they're buttery because they're not buttery, but they're like a cream to powder kind of finish, which is pretty cool. When I swatched these, honestly, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep this palette. But then every time I put it on my eyes, I'm like, this is amazing. So I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep this or not. We'll see. I mean, I know I have these shades in my collection, but I don't have them that are this like, boom, like pop of color. You know, like, boom, here are my eyes. You know, I'm not wearing it today, sorry, but they really are pretty. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Here we go, Abyss and Reef and Starfish. So I'm sorry, I mixed these up. So this one is Abyss, and this one is Reef, and this one is Starfish. Really, as you can see, really pretty, but also, you know, if you have a lot of neutrals, you probably have shades that are similar to these. I know that I do. When I got this, I saw it and I thought, you know, it looks like the Showstopper palette, which I have right here. I'm going to just show you these next to each other. They really do look a lot alike. but then I swatched them next to each other, and a lot of the shades that I expected, like I expected these two to be alike and they weren't the same. I expected these two to be alike, no. These two, no. So they look the same in the pan, but on the eyes and in a swatch, I think that they are different. So, anywho, so we've got 3 left, I think. Let's see, we did, yes, right? No. Sorry. Yes, these 3. Okay, so last 3 are Cove, Sand, and Mermaid. Again, that's Cove, Sand, and Mermaid. Ooh, bad swatch, sorry. What happened to the middle one? Oh, Sand. So these matte shades, I mean, they're kind of matte. I don't know if you could call them matte. They are a little bit not as pigmented as the rest of the shades. So I'm still kind of not sure about this one. Like I said, every time I pull it out, I'm like, I'm gonna return this because it's like everything that I have. But then I put it on my eyes and I'm like, ah, it's so pretty. I have to keep it. So I still haven't decided. You know, Sephora gives you 60 days to return stuff, so we'll see about that. But even though I do have probably all of these shades, you know, if you have the Tartelette and Bloom palette, you probably have all of these shades or very similar shades. But I don't care. I'm keeping these. I love both of these palettes. They just make it so easy to do a look. If you're someone that, you know, gets ready for work or whatever in a hurry and you don't want to have to think about it on those days. I mean, I love to play with makeup and take forever to do my makeup, but I don't have time to do that every day. So these palettes just make that really easy. This one, you know, like I said, it's beautiful, but it doesn't have the cheek color, and it's not as easy to come up with a look. I mean, it's easy. It's not hard to come up with a look out of this palette. Like, the colors all go together very well. But I just like the kind of simplicity of the palettes that they sell at Ulta. So, it's really, you know, personal preference though. Anyway, we're getting to be a very long video at this point, so I want to go ahead and wrap it up and just say thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please write them in the bar below, not the bar below, the comments section below. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.